So, you want to learn how to play Tails, huh? I mean, he is only the character with like the bottom 2 survivability of the game, often titled because he's generally an easy kill, map, and team dependent, and the second hardest LMS to win, and all around, just a pretty infuriating character to play at times. Why do you want to play Tails again? Unlike the guy that insta-locks Tails and instantly dies because he doesn't understand that Tails cannot use cannon and chase when he's used right, he could be a character that is an incredible nuisance to the EXE. Now, I'm not gonna try to like tell to you that Tails is an S tier character that's gonna win every match because he's just not. But you can make him an incredible support because that's his job, and I'm gonna teach you how to do his job well. So Tails has 2 active abilities and 2 passives. Let's talk about his passives first. Animal Sense is kind of slept on, especially on maps like Not Perfect. See, what it does is it allows you to see the AXE if they are in a 45 stud radius of you, even if they are invisible or behind a wall. That's the entire passive. But it can be useful in certain niche scenarios, such as being able to catch a spring tech early, or know if you should hide if the EXE is close. Do keep in mind that sometimes the Ur just doesn't work. I don't know why, but it doesn't always work, and can cloak God's Trickery, which can also be annoying, so be careful about that. He is kind of at a disadvantage. And his other passive, I think it's called Mechanic, allows you to heal metal faster. Instead of him healing 7 every 2 seconds by himself, he heals double that speed. It's not as good as Eggman's, but it is quite useful in a pinch, especially if Eggman's not around, is dead, or otherwise not in the game. For his active abilities, he has Cannon Charge, which is his main weapon. It has about a 45-second cooldown and a 7-second charge up, being cancelable after 5 seconds, in which, if you do, it is put on a 15-second cooldown instead. The cooldown is indicated by this bar, and when it is ready to charge, it will let out a loud sound. Which, be warned, everyone can hear, including the EXE. So look out. When shot, the laser will stay around for about 4 seconds, and only requires you to graze EXE for the full stun, which is 6 seconds. Keeping the laser on EXE will push him back slowly, but other than that, it doesn't do much else. Glide is a movement tool that allows Tails to glide. No shit. For up to 10 seconds. He slowly descends unless you hold the jump button, in which he will fly up. Flying up does not get rid of your stamina bar faster, so abuse this on more open maps. The final 2.5 seconds will be slower than the rest, since Tails gets tired from flying for his life, apparently. While this can be useful, it is extremely risky, especially if EXE has charge. If you use this to escape chase, you will probably get charged and you will have to do aerial combat maneuvers. The cooldown for using the whole thing, including the final 2.5 seconds, will put it on a 34-second cooldown. However, if you cancel it at any point after the 5 seconds, you'll only be put on a 24-second cooldown. You're also not able to use Glide for about 7 seconds after firing your cannon. I think you can see the role that Tails plays. He is a sniper. He is not a frontliner. You are not Amy, Knuckles, or Metal. He's just useless in chase. If you do get chased, you're better off just Alt F4ing. At least Cream can get a speed boost in iframes. Tails doesn't even get that. Don't get into chase. See, Tails is not a frontliner. Stay out of the way. Let Amy, Knuckles, and Metal do their job, and play support for when they get into trouble. Because Laser can be held indefinitely, so hold it and wait. Tails thrives on being able to help from far away. But the mistake I see most making is they use their laser offensively. Like, EXE could just be minding his own business and then he gets a face full of UV rays that he didn't pack sunscreen for. That's gonna make you a target very quickly. You want to annoy EXE while he's already chasing or grabbing someone, because then EXE is forced to make a choice. Either continue the chase he was already in, or go for you. 9 times out of 10, they're going to try to catch up to the original survivor and continue the chase. And by the time they can catch back up, they're going to have their cooldowns back, and you get to reposition and do it all again. On the occasion they do give up chase and go for you, you can just book it to your team. Specifically to Sonic, Knuckles, or Metal. Amy should be a last resort, because her stuns are the lowest among the team, unless she has strength. But if she has strength, you shouldn't be leading EXE to her anyway. If they do attempt to charge you, do not use Glide. Tank the grab and glide after. Gliding after allows you to be able to get away, because if he cancels your glide with charge, it's going to be put on a cooldown, and when you escape, he's going to go for you. Don't do it. The only other use case you should be as a defensive measure, i.e. they're trying to attack you, you have no other way to get away quick enough. I should make a flowchart for Tails. Ta-da! The flowchart of Tails. Of course, this is going to be much different depending on the map. Tails is much more useful on Not Perfect than he is on Hill Gym, for example. Tails is much better in wide open areas than he is in tight or constricted anti-tail structures. I'll go through the best sniping spots on each map anyway, and what to do in case you get chased. Before I do though, what makes a good sniping spot? Well, 2 criteria. You have to be able to have a large coverage of the map, and you have to be able to get out safely, such as on Green Hill, the cliffside, the rock by the spring, and the rock by the long bridge. These all have large coverages of the map and quite easy escapes, especially the cliff. Cliff is my favorite. On You Can't Run is this platform right here, this area, this bridge, and this spot. They're all around the only open sector of the map, but this is the most visited area of the map anyway, so you'll be helping a lot here. Plus, all these areas have an easy bailout option, especially here since EXE can only get up there one way without charge, or a different ability, and cannot be invisible while doing so. So this is probably one of the best spots in the entire game for him. Not Perfect is Tails' playground. Pretty much everywhere on this map is good for him. I recommend this tower over here and this place with the 2 stories though, because the only real blind spot is behind this building, but it is small enough so most of the time this is just a non-issue. And a Hill Gym. This is Tails' worst map by far. He only has one decent area and here is iffy at best. There are really no good bailout options, the walls are tight and claustrophobic, and your teammates are most likely going to be scattered far apart, the map, since it's so big. If you must play Tails on this map, however, then these 2 spots are the best. However, be extremely careful when using these because you're kind of in the open, having like 3 areas that you can be attacked from, and there's a lot of blind spots. But Tails has more game knowledge and skill anyway, so it's a trade that you kind of have to take if you want to main him. His LMS is probably the second hardest to win too, only behind Sonic. Most other characters have an easy out, bailout mechanic or ability to get away, like Eggman and Knuckles counters, Cream's 3 dodges, Amy having 2 stuns, Metal just not taking any damage whatsoever. Tails has none of these. Against most competent EXEs, it's going to be an uphill battle to win. However, you do have one thing, and that is your cannon. It is super buffed for the LMS to make it winnable. The charge to fire is now only 2 seconds, which is basically an insta-stun, and only has a 15-second cooldown. Glide is unchanged as far as I know, and he gets the normal defense buff that all the other survivors do. This means, however, that his worst enemy is charge, because he does not have a counter or iframes to be able to get out of it. While it is reactable, it also puts charge on a cooldown that is just shorter than your cannon can recharge, so you cannot always cancel it. If they charge, like earlier, do not attempt to glide away. Glide after you break out. It also just depends on the EXE how you have to play. Some EXEs try to bait out laser with invisibility or God's trickery, and others will try to brute force you. You just kind of have to get a feel for how they play on the fly, which is kind of sucky, I know, but it's just how it is. You can dodge all 4 of the God's trickery variants while in glide. Just don't hold movement or jump with the blue or glitchy one. Move, but do not hold jump on the one you have to move, and glide up for the one you have to jump. You can dodge them all, which can be useful for helping dump them off a ledge to be able to lose them for a little bit. Also, if you try to jump, if you can when you first charge your cannon to decrease the odds of getting hit when you're slowed down, or just charge it around a corner and use your animal instinct to pre-fire the corner. Other than that, you're kind of on your own. Good luck, soldier. Tails is kind of hard to win. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Have fun playing Tails. No, you're not. I am sarcasm. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I'm signing off. Have a good day.
I put the new forges on.